morning, Peter. We've got some lightning overnight. We've got about 43 strikes on our lightning map. I was wondering if you could fly on up here with your bucket and we could do a little recon of these areas.
Hey guys, we have to get the IA kits ready. And Tony, if you can grab the truck.
You talk to people and they say, I'm like, oh, I work on the forest fire crew in the GVRD, and they say, what? I didn't know there's a forest fire crew, or we don't have forest fires. And I'm like, well, we actually do, but we're in there before anyone can even recognize that anything's going wrong.
One of the activities that we carry out in watershed management is protecting the forested drinking water supply areas. And those include the Capilano watershed, the Seymour watershed, and then over across Indian Arm, Coquitlam. And that encompasses about 60,000 hectares. So during the fire season, starting late in the spring and we run through to October, we have a complement of staff that are trained and prepared to take action on a fire should it break out in those areas.
Any sort of fire with ash or cause instability in terrain is going to create problems with our water and drinking supply.
Typically what happens is the lightning will strike a dead standing tree or a snag, and that begins to burn. And as the burning continues on, then the tree a lot of the times falls over onto the ground, and the ground below starts burning. And again, at that stage, it's just a spot fire. They can range in size from half a hectare sometimes, but typically we don't get much larger than that.
The main focus of initial attack crew is to get there, hit it hard, hit it fast, and to be there while it's still manageable by a 3-man crew.
Jurgen, I think we're going to have to take that snag out over there.
One person's usually the foreman.
Sounds good. Escape routes are going to be off to my right here. There's a clear patch down there.
Second person usually runs the chainsaw. You're cutting trees down. You're cutting a helipad so that you can get further crews in, as well that you can get out. And the third person on the crew runs the pumps and is in charge of the hose lays and running the pump.
This is my first summer with GVRD, and I've come from forestry engineering background. It was really good actually just being on the fire line and pulling out the hose, getting everything set up, even getting here, going through the motions with the helicopter, the trucks.
Mostly the watersheds are lightning strikes, and we haven't had any human fires. People aren't allowed in here. It's restricted. Every day the job's changing. This is like the office right here, so you can't really beat it. It's got lots of different aspects to it, inside, outside.
Yeah, stand by for water, please.
Looking at the fire regime that takes place in the interior of British Columbia, in the coastal areas here, fires happen much less frequently, but when they do happen, there is the potential for significant impact with the infrastructure that we have in place here, housing subdivisions, industrial activities, and that type of thing. In some cases, we may consider letting a fire burn, depending on the geographic area that occurs in, whether there's any infrastructure nearby, how dry the particular area is, and what fire danger rating we are in. To date, we haven't done that.
Summer of 2003, during in the Kelowna and the Naramata area, simple precautions that were taken by some people was the difference between losing your house and not. Keeping your eaves troughs clear of rotten debris, clearing dry loose wood, mowing dry dead grass. There's going to be a lot of interactions between other agencies such as the fire departments and Ministry of Forests and the GVRD, and it's right now we're really improving the communication between all the departments. We're sharing equipment inventories, bolstering our ability to communicate together. Again, all in the effort of, if we experience an interface fire, that we can respond collaboratively.
Yeah, the rock's a little bit hot here, Sean. A little hot?
Yeah. If you get a good lightning stretch come through and you get maybe a half a dozen fires out of it, you're really starting to feel it by the end of the week. But when we can come out and put a good day's work in, you feel like you're achieving something.
I guess we can demob and call this thing a patrol status.
Okay, sounds
good. All right.
Once people get familiar with everyone's skill sets and what they're comfortable with. It's a real team effort, and it's a very rewarding job.